only 15 to 20% of MSME have access to credit.
Exactly. How do you solve for that? Especially with the MSMEs who don't have a credit history, you're trusting them with your money, they are trusting you with as a partner that they want to engage with.
So we do lot of digital ecosystem working in terms of acquiring customer data, assessing him. We use, let's say, some of the Perfume's products, some of the bureau's product.
Right.
We try to digitize as much as possible in terms of an information gathering is concerned.
In this process, how do you see the sector transforming, say, in the next 1 year?
We call ourselves the feeder to the banks. So typically we serve to the customer, nobody serves, as they are first-time credit borrowers.
Is embedded lending, can this be a part of the MSME ecosystem?
This is a very interesting question, I would say.
So thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you.
For the benefit of audience, could you please give us a brief introduction and also take us through your career journey so far?
Yeah, my name is Dheeraj Mittal. I am part of Hiranandani Financial Services. I'm in the industry for last 25 years. I worked with the GE Capital, HDFC Bank, IDFC Bank, Reliance Capital. And for last 8 years, I'm serving the Hiranandani Financial Services as a Chief Operating Officer.
Very interesting. So you've worked in banks that have been at the forefront of multiple innovative things that have happened in the financial ecosystem, and now you're leading it. So in the career span that you've had, which is the most interesting digital transformation piece that you've experienced?
See, the digital transformation, I would say that you can see two parts of the digital transformation you can see.
Okay.
There was a one part in the credit life cycle, whatever, let's say when I started my career in early 2000, there was no bureaus.
Right, exactly.
And you know that the transformation it has given to the industry per se, that everybody, nobody was aware of that what is a bureau score, what is a credit report, etc. And then when the CIBIL introduced in the country and all the credit reports were available, people can see their repayment behavior. There is a great discipline incorporated in the industry.
Right.
People started knowing that I have to, when I take a loan, when I take a credit card, I have to pay on time, and then there's regular payments. If I don't pay, there's nowadays even you see the TV ads of a bureau has started coming these days.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that's the biggest transformation in terms of a credit landscape. Second biggest transformation happened in the payment ecosystem. If you see the payment ecosystem, nobody thought about that it will be so easy to do any transaction from a street vendor to a mall or to a luxury hotel or whatever you look at.
Right.
So the payment transformation has really changed the entire payment ecosystem, and credit transformation has changed the entire lending ecosystem. Now you have a specialized bureau.
Yeah.
So you have a bureaus for microfinance, you have a bureaos for consumer loans, you have bureaus for commercial bureaus are doing specific job in the commercial. There are different repositories are getting created. So that is all evolving and creating an ecosystem.
Got it. Do you see us or the MSME segment itself, right? I doubt that everybody will come to you with a credit score. Everybody will come to you with a credit history. In that case, how do you decide to go ahead or not go ahead with the disbursement or even...
So this is very interesting question, I would say.
Yeah.
That's we call ourselves the feeder to the banks. So typically we serve to the customer, nobody serves, as they are first-time credit borrowers, because our main business model is to go to the tier 3, tier 4 markets.
Right.
Identify the clients who actually need the credit and they don't have an access to the credit. So there are first-time borrowers. We go and meet them. We understand their need. We understand their income patterns, and then we assess them. So there is a thing called we do a physical visit or a PD. So there is a personal discussion with each and every client, and that's the backbone of our underwriting model, especially in tier 3, tier 4 markets.
Do you see this digitizing at any time soon?
Yeah, some people have done a digitization. So there is we typically are working on a physical model.
Right.
So we do lot of digital ecosystem working in terms of acquiring customer data, assessing him. We use, let's say, some of the Perfume's products, some of the bureau's product.
Right.
We try to digitize as much as possible in terms of an information gathering is concerned.
Right.
But we also want to keep the physical touch. The idea is to meet the customer, especially the customer who don't have a credit access or who don't have a credit history per se. So go and meet him, understand his requirement, try and build a product for him, what he understand his need, and give a right credit solution or right lending solution to that guy. So that's the entire working, and the effort is to go and meet, though it sounds typical of a physical visit or something, but
Yeah.
it creates a relationship between a borrower and the lender,
Which is
and that
essential in
serves that serves our purpose, because we get the reference from the same customer
Oh, yes.
for ongoing lending. We get the support in terms of in collections. We also try and build a relationship, so in case of there is a delay in payments,
Yeah.
our agents will go and meet the customer, understand why there is a delay, and probably he'll repay, because there is a relationship based model. So we
Right.
are working more on relationship based model.
Okay. Yeah, relationship absolutely is important, especially with the MSMEs who don't have a credit history. You're trusting them with your money. They are trusting you with as a partner that they want to engage with. And in this process, how do you see the sector transforming, say, in the next 1 year? I'll not take a very long-term view, but at least
Yeah.
in 1 year.
See, there's a lot of transformation coming in terms of in digitization of a lending side, in terms of when you acquire a customer. So let's say people are doing what I said, a personal discussion.
Yes.
There is a video discussions are happening. People, if you can't reach to that customer, you can do an online assessment of a customer rather than physical visiting it.
Right.
So it's a trade-off. People do in some ticket size. People wants to do it. It's a sitting in their offices. They want to visit some in a large customer or large ticket size customer. You go and visit him and understand his credit model. So there's a transformation happening at each and every step on a customer acquisition side,
Right.
and customer collection side,
Right.
and customer repayment behavior side. So everywhere there is a transformation happening, and the sector is growing, because currently if you see, only 15 to 20% of MSME have a access to credit.
Exactly. How do you solve for that?
So
Yeah.
to solving for that, you have to have a deep penetration into the rural market. And government is doing a great job by creating an let's say large NPCI ecosystem, or we can Aadhaar ecosystem.
Right.
So there's a lot of work has been done on that side, and that is further evolving.
Correct.
So in last 1 year, there's a lot of transformation has already happened. I'm saying next 5 years, this completely will change the MSME ecosystem, where the customer can directly get an access on his mobile phone. If you see now, there's a UPI also started providing the EMIs or credit on
Exactly,
the UPI
yeah.
ecosystem. So that system is evolving step by step, and there's a large transformation coming in those tier 3, tier 4 market, where nobody would like to go in a normal sense. So now, based on the incremental infrastructure, incremental reach to the customer, all this transformation is going to pay and take a big leap in the growth of the economy.
Maybe totally unrelated question, but is embedded lending, can this be a part of the the MSME ecosystem?
See, embedded lending is for urban customer, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but not
in
for
a rural
MSMEs.
segment, typically what people are engaging in more or less in the supply chain finance.
Okay.
So I would say that supply chain finance play a larger role. If you go, let's say there is a supplier of, let's say, a cement, or there is a supplier of any infra product in a
Yeah.
tier 3, tier 4 products on those markets. Typically there you are seeing that supply chain financing is taking traction.
Right.
Checkout financing is more or less is limited to an urban or a semi-urban centers,
Right.
because that is MSME are still not coming into that criterias mainly. That's typically focused towards an urban consumptions.
Understood. Okay. And AI, the big buzzword that we always talk about. In MSME segment, a couple of innovations that you've seen happen in the last 1 year, and what do you see happening further?
See, AI, not typically from an MSME standpoint, overall AI is playing a big role.
True.
In terms of in connecting with your customers. There's a lot of, I've just seen a lot of stalls
Yeah.
of voice transformation, AI voice bots. So there's a lot of bots being introduced. There's a process automation. So in 3 or 4 terms, we are getting benefited. On acquisition side, we can acquire customer if we can connect to the customer or do a better reach to the customer.
Right.
In that sense. Second, AI can help us in a credit assessment. All those tools predict very accurately. They give a lot of insight about the customer, which we can take a manual effort. So those are
But
automated
what
through
can
an
be
AI.
alternate to CIBIL score?
Alternate to, let's say,
Yeah.
what you can say is a social media profile.
Alright,
How the
yes.
customer behave.
Yeah.
How is behavior in the, let's say, on other social media apps.
Like digital footprint
that digital
completely.
footprints
Right.
come into the play, that how a customer is behaving socially. Other than that, obviously a repayment create a much larger this thing. Then the supply chain model, who are his supplier, what is the data, let's say if it's a distributor of some product or a dealer of some product, so the supply chain data can help us.
Right.
So alternate data or his payment behavior data. So whatever his payment, let's say the customer visiting to a store and he is getting a lot of cash flows through that. So that can replace, and we can understand what is his cash flows are, and probably underwrite the customer much effectively, because we have some data element available with us.
Right, true. And one pain point that nobody has solved for, maybe they realize it, but they have not solved for it, and it can be an interesting solution in this space.
See, the nobody has solved for is not
difficult.
It's slightly difficult because everybody is there, and you can see in the GFF these days there's everybody's trying to solve some problem.
Correct.
But still, the problem what I can foresee is to the reach to the customer.
Right.
There's a lot of areas in tier 3, tier 4 markets where the reach is not gone to the customers, and they are not aware that there are alternate solutions available in the market.
Yeah.
Those kind of a thing. So I think once the distribution reach to those last mile in the chain, once we reach out to those customers, probably that will be very, very helpful to us.
Very nice, sir. So any closing thoughts on this segment too?
See, MSME is going to grow.
Yes.
They are going to stay. They are going to coexist with the large financials, large MNC.
Yeah.
And India is very focused these days on MSME. The country is, growing in that sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of MS people are coming into the entrepreneurship. The idea is, let's say, in last 2 decades, the entire transformation has happened. And the people have started setting up their entrepreneur journey. Which earlier people are just going to start their own thing. Now people want to adopt to their businesses, their family businesses, their traditional business, and they are thinking about that after graduating, what do you want to do? The people want to set up a small unit, a small business. So that's very positive insights.
Right.
Otherwise, everybody wants to do a professional job or some professional career.
Yeah.
Now people are interested in taking part of their own business journey. They have even started thinking the Gen Z, what we normally call,
Right, yeah.
those are the target segment, and they started thinking in those lines, and that's a great change has come in the last decade, and that
Right.
will transform the entire MSME ecosystem in next 10 years. That's what I see.
Wow, looks very exciting to see
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. It was such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.